And I do want to get into your work because you brought up a lot of concepts and phrasings that I know people who are just getting introduced to these things might not quite understand. Like you were talking about your Saturn return, you're talking about placements, you were talking about like even the shamanic journey. Like what is can you break this down for the newcomers?
Okay. Get your Googles out, y'all. Yeah. Because it's not just, no, seriously, because it's not just my interpretation. It's not just my interpretation. So, in terms of being a shaman, I didn't learn about this until I was released from my 48-hour hold. I'm officially crazy, bro. That shit is kind of fucking crazy. That shit trips me out. I really don't like to share that. I really don't. I've shared it on my podcast or whatever, but it's really one of those things, especially dating. I'm just like...
It's like, how you gonna take this?
Yeah, I already call bitches crazy. It's almost it's documented with me. So okay, have to accept, love yourself as you are, as it is, right? So when it comes to wait, what's the question? Let me make sure.
You was talking about what is it being shamanic?
Shamanic. Okay, yes. So when I Googled it, I basically that's what happened. After I was released from the 48-hour hold, that's when they told me what they think it was. They was like, "Oh, we think it was a schizophrenic episode," basically. Mm-hmm. So I Googled the spiritual meaning behind a schizophrenic episode. This is my pro tip. And Google it's kind of shitty right now because they got that AI thing. I forget what it's called, Gemini or whatever that they have now. And essentially, with that, it gives you like the AI answers and they filters like the biggest, most popular websites and publications to the top rather than usually it was like regular blog shit. You know what I'm saying? That would pop up when you would be like, oh, spiritual meaning behind XYZ. It wasn't all of these major mainstream platforms that was popping up, but hey, shit happens. We gotta let it be what it is. So you may have to really dig, but I Googled spiritual meaning of schizophrenic episode. That's all I had to fucking Google.
Right.
And I found it. And it was about shamans themselves just sharing them. They had articles. It was a little bit of forums, but it was mostly just like articles where they was offering services and stuff. And they was just telling them about their experience and what you might be experiencing. With them, they were explaining the fact that I want to get it all right. I did like a whole episode about this. So it's a lot of technicalities, but I'll just say it in layman's terms for this because I don't remember it all. But it was like a West African tribe. It was one doctor. He was sharing his experience. He was telling how in that village, when someone has a mental break and they're going through some sort of mental episode, that person 9 times out of 10 is going to be a shaman within that village because they're receiving messages from the unseen realms. And so what they do is they bring the community around that person. They make sure they are calm, cleansed, at peace, and then they ask them about the messages that they're receiving, and then they'll go ahead and use those messages. And then usually there's an elder or something in the community that teaches them how to decipher the messages from, bad entities, good entities. What is this for? What is it not for?
Wow.
And the Native Americans have that. West African tribes have that. I'm pretty sure East African too. I don't know, but that's the ones I researched, West African and Native American. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh, that's what a schizophrenic episode is. It's actually a shamanic journey. And a shamanic journey is where you are basically having one foot in a different realm and 1 foot in your current realm. And it is very true. Like, it's just how it feels. It's just weird. It's a weird fucking feeling because it'll be like some shit I'm thinking about and then somebody else like speaks to what I'm thinking about, nothing I said. And it's very odd. And I could not understand that for so long, but not that many people have that gift, so they can't really explain it for you. You just have to kind of get that experience. But it was super helpful for me because it allowed me to realize, like, oh, that's what's happening. Right. This person isn't an op. This person isn't my enemy. This person isn't a fucking Agent Smith or whatever the fuck. They are delivering messages from a different realm. That's what that is. Now, sometimes people, let's not say it doesn't exist. Sometimes people are so into certain mentalities. Like you see it with police officers. You see it with people who are like policy pushers or whatever, like they want to stick to the rules, stick to the policy. Those type of people, yes, you can say, okay, you're an Agent Smith because you are indoctrinated to the full extent to where you believe that these man-made systems is the way that the world is supposed to work, when that's really not true. We all agreed upon these systems. You can relax. Those type of people, you can say, okay, this is this is a Agent Smith or whatever. Okay, you got it. But when it comes to just like your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, and I know I'm speaking to somebody, I don't know if you're going to listen to this episode, but when you see this, you'll know you cannot continue to say that these people are opposition, Agent Smiths. That is you eating yourself alive. That makes sense. Like, there are egregores. Egregore means that there's it's an entity that's created from thought forms, meaning like a bunch of people agreed on a thought form, so it's an egregore. So like the English language can be an egregore because a bunch of people agreed that hi means a greeting and it means hola or whatever, right? So English language could be an egregore. Apple should I say Apple?
Go ahead.
I know if you're using iPhone. Apple as a company can be an egregore because people believe all these things about Apple. Oh, it's better than Android. Oh, I don't like to see the green button. I don't like to see the green notifications. All these things, it creates a culture and it creates a ball of energy that can live outside of the individuals who are speaking about it now, if that makes sense. It's so popular that it can live outside of the individuals who are aware of it, meaning that if this whole civilization 100 years goes, Apple can continue to live on if it continues to grasp up their energy, right? So anyway, there are entities that live off of the pain. They live off of that paranoia. They live off of you isolating yourself from your family, your friends, your lovers, the people who give a fuck about you. They live off of that. Now, I'm not saying that some of y'all are not in situations to where, yeah, you could be around some ops. I watched Charm. You know, when they got activated, they had the ops right next door. I got you. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm saying that you really need to have discernment, and you cannot continue to blanket and put everybody in the same boat because you'll miss out on your blessing. You won't be able to fully capitalize on the people who's in your life who give a fuck about you and who are trying. They may get hijacked, but if they, some people, you can tell them, you going through some shit. Something's wrong with you right now. You acting dark. You acting weird. You co-signing some shit that is not of you. It sounds like colonization. Whatever the words you want to use to kind of trigger them to realize, I don't really believe this. I don't really think like this. I don't really care about that. That can snap them out of it. I'm not saying you have to save people or anything like that. I'm just saying that when we allow that paranoia and that fear to persist in our lives, it feeds on you. It feeds on you. Shamans speak about there being a pain body over earth, meaning that this pain is like an egregore that feeds on pain and fear. So you can feed that, or you can feed your higher self. You have, not saying you have a choice, but it's not that many options.
Yeah, it's like one or the other. What you gonna do?
Yeah, basically. Because, I mean, you know, the root, you know how they say the root energies are, in terms of feelings, are love and fear. Like, there's only two polarities of feelings and shit. So.
Right. No, I feel it. And that was well said. But now, what's the Saturn return for those out there who don't know? And you mentioned you was going through yours.
Doing my Saturn return. So, in your natal chart, I'm going to say, do you know what a natal chart is? Okay, we don't know, right? Because this is not a channel for that. So let me just kind of tell you from a high level. In astrology, you have your sun sign, right?
And we all know that. Like, I'm an Aries.
Exactly, and all Pisces, right? So you already have your sun sign and everything like that. Then you go, as you look deeper into astrology, you can find out your natal chart, and you'll find that you have a moon sign, a Mercury, Virgo, a Venus, all of these different things in your chart, right? And then you get your Saturn. Okay, cool. Now, with these planets, as we know, within astronomy context, these planets have a rotation, right? So I'm trying to think of the full rotation and how long it takes. But each planet takes a certain amount of time to go around the sun. It can be months, days, years. Saturn return, when you are the age of 27, 28, up until about 33, you're going through your Saturn return, meaning that the Saturn of your chart, my Saturn is in Pisces, right? My Venus is in Aries, my Mercury is in Aquarius, all these things, right? When Saturn returns back to Pisces, which is what it is now in 2024, I'm having my Saturn return, meaning that from the day that I was born, now Saturn is back into that position. So now I'm having my Saturn return. And with the Saturn return, you are encouraged to mature. You're encouraged to, I don't want to say do things independent, but you're encouraged to take ownership and accountability. And this is your first official initiation into adulthood. It's official. So going through a Saturn return, you deal with being humble. That's like the number one thing, because with Saturn, you're supposed to wait. You're supposed to have faith. You're supposed to be tested. You're supposed to prove yourself that you are worthy. Not improve yourself as in overextend, but prove yourself as in, this is truly what's in my heart. This is truly what my intentions are. If you, let's say like the girl who says, I'm going to make you wait to have sex. She not really making you prove that you are good in bed or nothing like that. She just want to see if you're consistent of showing up before she's ready to do it and reward you. That's what Saturn is doing. So that's what I'm experiencing.
Great way to put it.
Yes, it's not like, oh, okay, I need to see that you good in bed before I have sex with you. No, I just need to be sure that you're going to continue to be here after I have sex with you, after you get these rewards, because Saturn rewards for the long term. It's nothing short. It's about long term results, and I would say it's against instant gratification. It really is.
Man, sure. I don't know when I went through mine or if I'm going through, but I feel like I'm about past due, boy, for my reward.
What's your Saturn name?
I forgot.
And I did your astrology. I should see. I gotta have his name to start pulled up.
See?
Why you don't have it?
I do have it.
You just
I don't remember that. I remember like a lot of them. I know I'm an Aries sun, Gemini moon. Made a song about that duality. Gemini moon.
He made a song. That's why he remember.
You was one of the first people to hear that song too.
Yes.
I sent it to you as soon as I got done recording it. Yeah. I'm a goddamn. My Mercury is in Cancer.
I feel like it was something creative. I'm about to say Pisces because it's so creative.
Yeah. My Venus is in Aries.
Oh, it is? Okay. Relatable.
Yeah, I want to say my Saturn might be in Capricorn, but I don't know. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing.
Okay, it could be in Aquarius,
but it's something.
Because you're old. You're a little bit older than me.
See, but I don't.
But it could be in Pisces too.
I need to know when it is, because I've been putting a lot of energy towards this dream of mine. You know, I do believe though when it do pay off. Like, how you get all that? I'm like, bro, I've been working my whole life for this, dog.
Seriously. That's what they say though. That's what we all are working our whole life for, that big moment. You know what I'm saying? And then we basically go through a rebirth and start a whole new life and trying to figure out what the fuck the next big moment is, or what else we want to go do after. That's
very true. But I don't know. But then again, my life hasn't been a lot of big moments. It's just been like a gradual step. And then I look back and be like, damn, I came a long way.
Oh, well, yes. But that is a big moment. See, but that is a big moment though, Clay. Yeah. That is it. That's exactly what it is, because a lot of people say that. They be like Money Long. She just did an interview. If y'all familiar with Money Long, she sings Twin. That was a new one. What's the other one that everybody should know? You don't know who Money Long is, Clay? Because you really kind of disappointed me.
I know. You was looking for me for help. Like, what's the song she sang? You thought I was going to hop right in and say the name.
Yes, I'm about to Google it because I really need to get it right. Hold on.
Yeah, Money Long. Yeah, boy, listen up.
Made for Me. Made for Me. Everybody knows the Made for Me song. Well, no, I think that is a fucking Twin song. Hold on.
I don't know. I'm out the loop, Saj. I don't know what be going on, man. I be in my little bubble.
Oh, Hours and Hours. That was the one that she first.
Oh, that's who sang that?
Yes.
Oh, that song hard. I know that.
Yes, thank you. I'm about to say it was a top song that was viral. So, okay, Made for Me is the Twin song, but Hours and Hours is the first song that she was popular for. Right. But she's been a songwriter for forever before she became an independent artist. And she was talking about it, and she was like, people be thinking like, oh, I just came out of nowhere. Like, I've been here. I've been doing this. People say the same thing about Lizzo. I was really disappointed when people said, oh, Lizzo is an industry plant. How?
Right.
This bitch was sung backup for fucking Prince. What are we talking about?
Damn.
She did
How old is
everything.
she?
Thank you. She did. Thank you.
I
She
didn't know she
did
was-
the fucking work, and she's here now.
Right.
That's what that is.
Right.
That's what that is. It doesn't happen. We're so used to the social media of people we see. Okay, for a couple months, and then now they're on Billboard. They're this or that. Okay, yes, that happens for some people, but for the vast majority of people, it is work. It is years of work.
Lots of work. I've dedicated my life since I was 15 years old. I dedicated my life to my dream.
Yes.
So it's like I made a lot of sacrifices for it. So when I come up out of nowhere, they think, "Oh, Clay,
Just
bro, look, bro.
nope.
You know how much winning it is, dog."
Thank you.
Right. Let me get back on track though, because I want to ask you one more astrology term, because this one to get thrown around a lot, and people will be joking about it and saying it. Don't even be knowing what it means.
Mercury retrograde.
Mercury retrograde. You're like, oh, Mercury must be retrograde.
And so, first of all, y'all really need to Google that. That's kind of easy. But no, I just mean for the people who just be like asking you, like, what does that mean? What does that mean all the time? I've had people asking. I'm like, girl, by now, this is adopted by popular culture.
Right.
So Mercury retrograde just means, so retrograde in general, because any planet can go retrograde, it just means that planet slows down. So you know how it is when you're driving a car and you're driving faster than them and it looks like they're going behind you?
Yeah.
It just means that they're slowing down. That's it, right? It just means that you're going faster than that planet is. So you have to give that energy more time to catch up. You have to spend a little bit more time kind of nurturing that energy in order for it to be favorable for you. That's just the reality, right? So with Mercury retrograde, Mercury rules technology, communication, your mental realm, commerce,
Right.
like exchange, like marketplaces, things like that. What else does Mercury rule? Just overall type of communication. That's
Right.
that whole realm, right? So when it's retrograde, a lot of times there's miscommunication. There's delays. They recommend you not move during that time because it has a lot to do with logistics, contracts, which is a form of communication, that sort of thing. And it can maybe potentially mean that you're doing something or getting into something unfavorable. They also recommend that you don't get married during a Mercury retrograde because let's say that there's a miscommunication. There is not a full clarity about what's supposed to happen. That means that, you know, your marriage, like your actual wedding day can be chaotic, hectic, dealing with a bunch of fucking things going wrong rather than the usual shit that you expect to go wrong. Like, okay, somebody show up late, somebody, you know, the regular shit.
Right.
Now you got motherfuckers canceling on you and things like that. So, that's basically what a Mercury retrograde is.